Greetings, physical science guys. I'm back in the classroom. I'm over here trying to use the internet. It's working really well for me because it's so much faster than my others. I figured we'd just do a little video right here in the classroom. It's kind of weird. Nobody's in here. In fact, the school is almost empty, but we can quickly get a video going on writing chemical formulas. Now, remember the first part of your test. It's going to be naming the elements. It's super simple. You ought to destroy it. That's what's coming up. But then after that, I'm going to give you two elements, and you're going to have to combine them. You're going to have to figure out what the correct formula is going to be and write the formula correctly. All right, pretty simple, but you got to pay attention to rules, the following rules. Here's the first thing. See, here's what I'm going to give you. For example, if you have an example question, what we're going to do is we're going to put an example of something like this. I'll put in lithium, and I'll put in bromine. And you have to combine those two, and you have to tell me what formula is going to exist if lithium and bromine come together. Well, let's change something. Let's make this lithium and oxygen. Now, above each element, I'm going to give you the oxidation number. This simply means the likelihood that it's going to gain or lose an electron when it forms a bond with something. And I'll write the oxidation number above the element. Lithium is a 1+, and oxygen is a 2-. Okay, so your test question is going to look like this. Your job is to figure out what the correct formula is going to be once they combine together. So here's your steps, and you need to memorize these steps. Remember the formulas before, you had to memorize the formulas. If you can do that, this is no problem for you. The steps in order to do this, first step, you're going to write the positive element first, and obviously negative is going to be second. So if we're looking over here, which one is positive? It tells you right here, 1+, that's the positive one. So lithium is the positive one, and then oxygen obviously is going to be your negative one. So if we're doing this, then we're going to write out lithium, and we'll put 1+ above it, and we'll put oxygen, and we'll put 2- above it. Now we have the positive one written first, and the negative one written second. The second step that I want you to do is I want you to cross the numbers down. Cross them down. In other words, the 2 for oxygen is going to go down to a subscript on lithium, and the 1 for lithium is going to go down to a subscript for oxygen. All right, so if we're doing step 2 on this, it's going to be Li2. We got the 2 from there, and it's going to be oxygen. What's going to go there? Well, that 1 would go there, but since I wrote oxygen, I wrote the symbol, it automatically means there's 1, unless you change it with like a 2 or a 3 or a 4. All right, so far we've got Li2O. The last step, which we're not going to need on this, is going to be simply to simplify. Yes, like mathematical simplification, this is already simplified, it can't go any further, so this is going to be your final answer, Li2O. Now, if we're going to name this, which we have to do later, this is called lithium oxide. It's not called lithium oxygen when it forms a compound. You change the negative element ending most of the time to IDE. And there's a few exceptions to that rule, but oxygen goes to oxide, chlorine goes to chloride, sulfur goes to sulfide. All right, so the negative element goes to IDE, and so this would be called lithium oxide. All right, let's do a little bit more challenge. None of these are challenging if you know them, but let's go to our next one. Let's call this example 2, and let's go with magnesium and sulfur. All right, so we're going to put sulfur, we're going to put magnesium. I'm going to write them like this on the test. I'm giving you these numbers. Okay, I just messed up. Sorry. Let's go with carbon. Let's go with carbon and sulfur. All right, so carbon is a 4+. Sulfur is a 2-. Okay, follow your steps. The positive one goes first. Which one's positive? Carbon's positive, so you put sulfur next. You're going to put the oxidation numbers above it. In this case, we have a 2- and a 4+. Now you're going to do step number 2. You're going to cross the numbers down. So the 2 is going to cross down to here. The 4 is going to cross over to there. So your next step is gonna be a C2S4. Then you're gonna simplify. This is not simplified yet. You have to still simplify this. And if you simplify this, you're gonna end up with CS2. Alright, it's called carbon sulfide. Carbon sulfide is your final answer. You would circle this. And if I were doing this in class with you guys, I'd walk around, I'd put a symbol on if you got it correct. Of course, AU if you got it perfect, a UT if you kind of sort of got it, and a BSB if you completely missed it. Alright, so that's how you write chemical formulas. We're going to the next step after this on still writing formulas. So hang in there, quick video. Hope it makes sense to you. Memorize these. Alright, this is V signing out from our classroom. Y'all have a beautiful day.